Good evening, Council. This will be short. You don't have to set the timer. It's not housekeeping today like last time. I just have a few comments that might be considered additional information as far as the quiet safety zone goes. At the last council meeting, one council member suggested it might be worthwhile for some of the residents to go to the Douglas County Commissioners meeting and see if they had comments, or just to check what their position might be as far as the quiet zone goes. And I really thought that was a good idea, Mr. Wilson. I didn't think it was right that we assume that we know what the commissioners are going to do without some kind of reach out to them. I attended with Janet Confer the last meeting, which was on March 22nd. And I, of course, being respectful, I thanked them for their efforts, listening to residents, valuing their concerns, and taking steps when they heard those concerns to improve quality of life for the residents that are here. I told them that there was renewed discussion about the quiet zone and continuing it from the north part of town where they had stopped through town. And I told them that we knew at one time that they had offered to work with the town, and that we didn't think it was fair to assume that we knew what their position was. I mentioned to them some of the concerns that we have heard expressed here in council as to reasons not to reach out to the county, and some of these were being that we were being bothersome, or we were taking up too much of their time, or that we were fearful of getting locked into a binding agreement. They thanked me for speaking, very respectful, very kind in their comments back to me. Commissioner Jill Rapella responded by saying, "We are open to discussion." Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dorstweiler. Next, Janet Confer.
Good evening, Janet Confer. I'm a resident. Just wanted to follow up just a little bit with what Annie shared. During the commissioners' meeting, Jill Rapella shared that they are willing to open discussions with the town regarding the creation of a quiet zone. During past meetings, Mr. Donahue, you, and the council members, with the exception of Chip, have rejected the residents' request to open communications with the county regarding the quiet zone. And because of your unwillingness to even communicate with the commissioners on the subject, I want to request that the town manager, David Gorlis, hope I'm pronouncing that correct, would be willing to write a letter of inquiry to the commissioners asking what level of cooperation they are willing to provide for Castle Rock in the creation of the quiet safety zone. I also wanted to address just real briefly a couple of meetings ago. The question was directed to Town Attorney Bob Slitz during a recent meeting that brought up concerns about a possible conflict of interest regarding Mrs. Valentine being a voting member of both the Town Council and the DDA. I'd like to follow up and ask if the town attorney has reviewed the legalities as to whether or not this is ethical. And with regards to town manager and town attorney, I've sent you both an email so you can respond to my questions that way if you would prefer that, because I know time is limited in this format. Thank you.